stand on God for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
Gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Racely to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways.
saved it.
What a save!
Look to the outside as Trunkett goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying, there's contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Friday night. It's the Relentless Racing Series coming at you live from Texas Motor Speedway. I'm your host, Chris Legue. Joining me in the booth tonight, like always, it's Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how you doing tonight, bud?
Oh man, happy Friday, brother. I'm excited to be here at the Turn 3 Racing Network Hammond Hotel with you. We're back on track with the Relentless guys, Chris. We've had 2 weeks off with these guys. I don't know about you, buddy, but this last 2 weeks seems like months, man. I'm excited to be here in Texas.
A little over 6 minutes left before we get to qualifying, Rick, and you're absolutely right. It's been a long time since we've seen these cars out here on track, and tonight, what a track it is. It's Texas Motor Speedway, and she is hot tonight. 104 degrees on that track temperature. Watch for the cars to be a little slippy slidey tonight as they circle around this 1.5 mile track. 4 turns here, Rick, and each one of them going to be exciting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, that air temperature sitting at 77, like you said, that track temperature nice and hot, going to be nice and slick. So it's going to be fun here. I mean, we're here, the sun's shining, the Relentless racing cars are looking good out there, man. I am excited. I'm so glad to be here tonight with you.
Yeah, pretty cool out there. And look at this, Jeffrey Fisher sporting the Turn 3 Network right on his hood, man. Thank you, Jeffrey Fisher, and J Dude out in chats, just peeking in, saying hi, J Dude. Thanks for coming on out, checking out Turn 3 Racing Network. We do appreciate it, and we are getting set for a really exciting race here in Texas, one of my favorite tracks. It's very fast here, and we look to see some really awesome speed for this 125 lap event. Rick, we are on doing some stage racing with these guys, like always. What do you got to say about stage laps?
Well, let's talk about stage laps right now. As far as we know, Chris, looking at the schedule here, like we said, 2 weeks off, so everything's kind of getting back in with us here, but we're looking at stage 1 ending at lap 30, stage 2 at lap 60.
So 30 and 60 will mark them off, 125 before the checkered flag falls. And we've got a pretty decent looking field showing up here tonight. A couple of weeks off and a couple of names out there that we haven't seen before. And it's going to be exciting to kind of get to know these guys. Brand new network and a lot of new paint schemes out there, including Thomas Wagner's number 43. So very cool. Can't wait to get this one going, guys. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Turn 3 Racing Network. We certainly do appreciate all of the support we've had this week, and look forward to bringing you some more exciting next week and in the months to come. 104 degrees is the track temperature. Air temperature 77. I don't expect that to affect the track as far as temperatures coming down, though. Texas is known to be a hot track, slippery surface. And so far, these guys during practice have been handling it fairly well. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they're side-by-side racing. But again, during practice, handling it very well. Can't wait. Man, I'm looking around some of these cars, Rick. The paint jobs this week are just awesome, man. The 55. Hello, that's making me hungry.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awesome paints out there right now, Chris, but Orlando Riviera, like you said, at number 55, man, there's beautiful paint jobs out there. Lots of new names, like you said, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for these guys here at Relentless. They've been recruiting in their little bit of off time there. Like I said, it's only been 2 weeks, Chris, but man, it feels like months, man, since we've been here.
Yeah, it really does seem like it's been a long, long time. We've got the track cams ready to go. We've got audio ready to roll. Everything seems to be working. I'm going to knock on wood here, but everything seems to be working relatively flawlessly as we're about 2 minutes, 45 seconds away from qualifying. And it is single car qualifying here at the Relentless Racing Series. 2 laps to post your speed and set the qualifying grid. You see right there what you might be seeing a bunch of. The 43, Thomas Wagner able to get to the lap number of 55 trying for a pass here in practice. And that's something I expect to see. You are going to see some drafting efforts out there. And the 43 trying to show you how it's done.
Well, I know if people have listened to our prior broadcasts, wherever we broadcasted, they would know, man, that I have a lot of tracks that I love, but Texas, this is one of the tracks that I really love. That it's not really a super speedway, Chris, and you know me, man. I'm like, I'm Ricky Bobby when it comes to speedways. I love it. But when you have track, Lake Texas, man. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas. It's a great track. It's fun. It was one of Junior's first wins. I remember that time when he came up from the Busch Series, started in the Winston Cup in 2000, and he won here at Texas, man. I remember that number 8 Budweiser crossing that start-finish line, the party that was going on, man. I was excited. And so Texas holds a really, nice spot in my heart, man. I love this track, and I think it's going to be a good race here tonight.
As we get rid of the countdown for qualifying, let's take a quick peek at the points as they sit so far this season. Obviously not the first race of the season for these guys. Certainly is the first race here on Turn 3 Racing Network for them, though. And let's take a look here. We got James Miller up top, Hunter Johnson running in second, Eric Lyda third, Jeffrey Fisher, Thomas Wagner fourth and fifth, Matt Moquin, Matt Bloomberg. You know what? That's not it at all. Let's go back here. Rick, you're going to have to bring up Dan Lisa. I think that was last season.
That might have been last season, Chris. Let's see what I can find here real quick. I have their stuff saved on my computer.
I said everything was working just fine. Yeah, just...
It's going to take us a little bit, folks, but we appreciate everybody out there in Turn 3 Racing Network, man, that are following along with us here tonight. So, Chris, what I have, James D. Miller sitting in position number 1 in the points. Kevin G. Adrasich. There you go, buddy. I have it written down now. I'm still going to mess it up, though, when the race is going. Is sitting in second. We got Jeffrey Fisher in third, who is tied with Troy Leonard, who had a really good race there 2 weeks ago, Chris. So, tied for third right there. Eric Lyda in the number 33. He's sitting in fifth. Sixth place, Thomas Wagner. Then you got Matt Grunberg in seventh, Jake McDonald in eighth, Gabriel Essick in ninth, and Vic Bloom rounding out the top 10. Then we got Wade Husted, Lee Granty, who is from Singapore, sitting in 12th right now. We have a tie for third place, Shane D. Matova and Dame Newsom. And then Dante Jackson, 15th. Armando Ortiz in 16th. Austin Derbyshire in 17th. 18th, Oscar Van Way. 19th, Logan Simmons. And number 20th is going to be Jason Jacoby.
There you go. I do apologize. I grabbed the wrong season's points, and well, we'll get that fixed for next week. But right now, we're getting set to qualify. Thomas Wagner taking no time to get into his 43 and get out on track. 10 minutes left of qualifying. 2 laps, plus a warm-up. And there's a couple of cars coming on out. On board the 88, Jeffrey Cox, and Cummins Mayo Chevy Camaro. Then we've got the Ford Mustang of Quentin Murdoch and 00. That paint scheme rings a little familiar.
Chris, I'm actually going to have to restart the service here because I got something locked up here on my computer.
No problem. All right, we'll go live on board here with Thomas Wagner. Wagner in the 43, running down the backstretch in turns 3 and 4, getting ready to finish up his heat lap. We'll bring up the qualifying order because the cars are going to start coming out pretty hot and heavy here. Wagner with a 37.92 on his first attempt. Bumps him out. 35.87. Oh, Wagner goes a little sideways. This lap won't count. Quentin Murdoch with a really nice first lap. A 35.87 for the 00. And he looks like he may be just shutting it down. He's done. Jeffrey Cox out there in the 88. Crosses the start-finish line. Does it get any better? No, he does not. Actually loses just a little bit of time, almost a 10th. So the 88 first lap was the best lap. Still waiting for some other cars to hop out there. Quentin Murdoch so far, best qualifying time. Orlando Rivera sitting at the exit of pit road holding off. As is Frank Hartley and Roddy Klein. Derek Garrison also sitting there. So these guys look like they're getting ready to qualify, just haven't decided to come on out yet. Again, a pretty fair number of cars going to be out here tonight. Should make for some pretty exciting racing. We got stage racing going on. Laps 30 and 60. 125 miles is the slated distance here tonight in Texas. Again, 1.5 mile long track. And it looks like the 99 of Roddy Klein coming on out. Roddy appears to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, driving in a Ford Mustang. I dig it. Roddy Klein on track, as is now Orlando Rivera and Frank Hartley Jr. Klein passes the start-finish line and gets ready to send it into turns 1 and 2. This lap is wide. Goes to 99, tucks it down lower into turns 3 and 4 to the white line. Lets it sail back up towards the wall. And then back down. And the 99 pulls a 31-2-1-2. Good for fourth so far. Rivera picks up second place with a 33.97. Frank Hartley takes over third in his number 28 with a 30.556, and the 99's got some work to do. He's not going to get there. Orlando Rivera has second spot tied in right now. And Frank Hartley and his number 28 sitting in third on the speed charts. Lee Gronke, welcome back. Lee has the pole so far. The 6 car, Aaron Mesher, crosses the start-finish line. And I believe that was for his warm-up lap, so he is live. Takes in a 5th, so he's 5th fastest on the speed chart, a 37.19. Derek Garrison out on track along with James Miller and Jeffrey Fisher. James Miller coming into tonight as your points leader. And the 7 decides he's going to blow it up and start over. As Jeff Fisher.
I was just on board there with Derek Garrison there, Chris, and that 07 number 1. I want to give a huge shout out for that paint job. It's one of my favorite Pilot J paint jobs that Junior Motorsports put out there. Chris, as you know, I mean, causes are always very near and dear to both yours and my heart. And that car running with the American Heart Association there on the hood.
Jeffrey Fisher with a blazing fast 33.11 takes over the pole. And that knocks a couple of drivers down. I don't want to say anything, Rick, but I think it's because of his hood.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I mean, definitely want to give a huge shout out. I mean, we've already done it, but let's do it again, Chris. You know, to Jeffrey Fisher for tossing the Turn 3 Racing Network logo on the front of that number 60 out there. It looks beautiful.
So So Jeffrey Fisher up on the pole and Derek Garrison out on track. He's driving the 07. Just a little over 2 minutes left to qualifying, and still several drivers who haven't attempted.
And a couple that kind of surprised me, Chris, that would be the 25 James D. Miller. And going down through, Gabriel Ishik out there. Matt Grunberg has not taken a qualifying lap yet also.
Yep. Miller out on track, Grunberg on track right now. We shift over to the number 25 points leader coming into tonight, James Miller. Miller getting ready to go in his number 25. Likes these big tracks.
Roger out there checking in on Chad. Got AC Man out there. Go Joshua Kane. There we go. Start rooting for your favorite drivers, guys. Let us know. I mean, there's a lot of new names out there. Chris and I will probably murder a few of them. So if you know how to pronounce those last names correctly, let us know in chat. And definitely talk about, we appreciate everybody out there who decided to tune in here on Turn 3 Racing Network with the Relentless Racing Series Xfinity stars out here tonight from Texas. We appreciate everybody out there watching. If you haven't yet, hit that red subscribe button and notification bell to know when we go live on the T3RN network here. And give these guys some love. Hit that like button. Don't do it for Chris and I for the broadcast. Show these Relentless Racing Series guys some love out there. Make that thumbs up go up. We got 7 right now. We got 17 watching, so definitely pound that button. Show these guys some love. They appreciate it. They love seeing that.
Matt Gruenberg waiting for his paint to chime in. There it is, the 54. First lap, or second lap through, actually was able to hit a 32.97. Good enough for a third spot here tonight. New guy out on the pole. It's Derek Garrison. Orlando Rivera. And it looks like with 15 seconds to go, everybody that was going to has qualifying going to be wrapping up here, Rick. And what's Miller doing? Backing down pit road. Interesting style, that James Miller. He thinks I don't catch these things. You know, I do. That wraps up qualifying, guys. We're getting ready to grid. Again, want to thank everybody for coming on out tonight here on a Turn 3 Racing Network. This is going to be a fun one. Cars getting ready and set to go, and we are going to take it through the grid here in just a moment. Rick, it's going to be a fun race tonight.
Yeah, definitely is, Chris. I mean, long break. You and I were a little bit rusty. I mean, we got a little practice there the other night, but it'll take us a little bit to get back into it. But hey, man, we're back here. I'm excited to be back here with Relentless. They put on some good racing. We're on race week number 13 of 24 of the season as that pace car starts taking off, Chris.
Time to go through the starting grid, Rick. In row number 1, it's Derek Garrison taking the pole. James Miller, he's going to be starting on the outside first row. Second row, Matt Gruenberg and Jeffrey Fisher. Third row, Lee Granty and Orlando Rivera making up that third row. In row number 4, it's Troy Leonard and Frank Hartley Jr. In row 5, Rick, it's Quentin Murdoch and Aaron Mesher.
Then we got Thomas Wagner starting out in row 6. Next to him, Rody Klein. We got Jeffrey Cox sitting in 13, the 88. Gabriel Ishik in the number 16 starting 14th. Row number 8, Wesley Whitfield. 16th, Joshua Kane. You got your fan out there running in that Ford Mustang. You got Stephen Murdoch in 17th, Luis Arcado in 18th. And that rounds out the field, my friend.
Bunch of cars getting ready to go. Derek Garrison leading the way in the 07, getting ready to accept the green flag. Pace car is off, Rick. The green flag is out, and here we go from Texas. Look at these cars fanning out already. And Look at this, a pass for the lead. James Miller takes it. From the outside, before he gets through turns 1 and 2, James Miller up front to try and lead lap number 1. Derek Garrison in the 07, pulling in underneath in second spot. Big Randy trying to move up into third.
And with him going to the sitting in the fourth right now. Troy Leonard got a beautiful orange coat. I have one sitting here next to me, Chris. He's sitting
Add one into the wall, Rick. Think it might have been the 18 Louis Arcado may have touched the wall there, and it woed up that outside line. You see ahead of him, everybody's gone single file. As they start drafting and trying to work 2 by 2. First 3 cars all nose to tail. Right there 4 as Lee Randy's just starting to move up to the top. 45 car. Troy Leonard looks to try and take position. Thinks he has enough speed under the hood with a little draft. Not quite enough into turns 1 and 2. Thomas Wagner running the 6th spot. He's number 43. He's got the double zero quick. Murdoch in the 28. Frank Hartley right behind him. Frank Hartley in the 28. Straw move to the inside going to turn 1. The 28. Frank Hartley takes position away, looking for more. And he may get a little help here from the double zero. Quentin Murdoch trying to hook bumpers and go. That number 28, Frank Hartley. Thomas Wagner on the outside, looking inside, can't get there. 88, Jeffrey Fox hanging back, trying to figure out which way he wants to go with it. Behind him, 2 by 2, the 55 and the 2 car. That's Orlando Rivera and Joshua Kane. Orlando, last car in the top 10, Joshua Kane. Now sitting in 12th, the 54. Matt Bloomberg looks to make his way forward. Remember, guys, this is stage racing. King of the stage, Matt Bloomberg out there working his way forward. Just breaks into the top 10.
Yeah, remember from weeks past, man, Bloomberg, once he gets up there, Chris, he's always contender every week with these guys for the stage racing. Now, looking back, it looks like he won race number 2 over at Atlanta. Going down through real quick, he also won race number 7 at Pocono. Of course, our last race here at Relentless, that was on April 12th, Chris, in Michigan. That's where Wade Houston came in and dominated that race.
Yeah, he did. That was a fantastic race out of Wade. And right now, so far, 7 laps in so far. It's been a great race for this man right here, the number 25, James Miller. And Derek Garrison kind of watching him, following in his tracks. The 07 looking to figure out a way around the 25 a little later on. Jeffrey Fisher hanging on strong in the number 60. Fishguts out there. I saw you. How you doing, bud? Good to see you out there. Thanks for following us over here at Journey Racing Network. Along with Bill Olson, Don Bennett, Danny Roger. It's good to see you. You kind of have to follow us. Part of us. Lee Grandi is in 4th spot right now. Troy Leonard still running in 5th. Frank Hartley has worked his way to 6th position at number 28. Looking good out there with Matt Bloomberg. We just talked about him there. He was moved up to 7th and he was looking for more. That 54 on him. We should try and get to the front here. Murdoch with his number 0 as we are under caution. I mean, it looks like the 6 car has a little damage. We'll have to go back and take a peek. Oh yeah, into the outside wall, and almost on the lid. He involved the 18, that's Louis Arcado. So early on in this one, lap 9, we are under caution. Looks like the 6 is going to be able to continue, Rick, although he does have some damage.
Yeah, a little beat up. I mean, the draft does come into play here, so that's something to definitely want to keep our eyes on, Chris, and see what happens for Aaron there. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think his engine might have just blown. Maybe not. I know he hit the wall again. He's coming down pit road. That number 6 me car.
It's very quiet out of that 6. No RPM. That engine has expired.
At Grunberg, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, 10-4.
Hey, man, how you doing? Welcome back. It feels like it's been forever, man. It's only been 2 weeks, but how you doing out there tonight?
Well, the car feels really good, and I love this track. It's one of my favorite tracks to go to. We had to start in the back, but I think we'll be all right. We already made it up to 7th, so hopefully we can get the stage one here and keep the momentum rolling for later in the night.
You know, brother, that's one thing that Chris and I talked about. We said, once that number 54 starts heading up towards the front, man, you're Mr. Stage winner. I mean, the whole season, man, you've been doing an outstanding job with those stage wins. So it's good to see you out there, man. It's good to see you back up into 7th right now. Like you said, started back in the back. And we wish you good luck there for the rest of the race.
Yep, thank you. Hopefully, if we do get a stage win, we can close it out.
Sounds good, brother. Good luck out there.
That's driver of the number 54, Matt Gruenberg, trying to get it done here tonight. You heard him. He's trying to make his way forward above to get the stage. He's got, well, the math is failing me, but it looks like 19 laps to go before the end of the first stage tonight, Rick. Jeffrey Fisher.
Those cautions, man, they come out there.
Yeah, Jeffrey Fisher up front. Looks like everybody except for Jeffrey came down pit road. Jeffrey wanted to lead a lap. Has done that. That 60 car thinks he's going to be okay with tires. Derek Garrison came down pit road along with everybody else. Garrison going to be starting to the outside. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to hit the loud button one more time. Pace car's off, and the 60 gets it going. A little bit of wiggle out of that 60 car.
The other car had a little bit of wiggle, Chris. That's a 25 with James D. Miller. Fell back a couple positions there on the start.
Don't really expect that out of Miller. Pretty decent racer. And really good car control, but it can happen to anybody. Remember, Rick, this track pretty high. It has fallen a couple of degrees, though. Under 100 now at 98. Miller starts to work his way back. Volvo kicking around Jeffrey Fisher right now. Maybe taking control. Let him get him in the 45. Let her down to the inside of the 60. The 60 wishing he had tires at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing, Chris. I mean, that's the difference between new tires and old tires. Even though it hasn't been that many laps there, these cars are going. We have a new race leader. That's the number 7, Lee Granty, out there, Chris. Doing what he has to do. Now, he did this last week in Michigan. He dominated a lot of those laps there. Then he got into a little bit of issue, if I remember correctly. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks, man. It feels like it's been forever. But Lee Granty right now, he's coming back. He's feeling strong out here inside the number 7 machine. Driving from Singapore. If anybody needs the winning lotto numbers, that's the man to talk to because he already has it.
Out front with Derek Garrison right behind. James Miller, after that little whoops on the restart, has worked his way back up to 3rd. Troy Leonard right behind him, and Matt Rulenberg in the 54, pushing forward now to 5th.
And we talked to Matt Grunberg there during the caution, Chris, and once he gets up front, he even said it, Mr. Stage Race, he's going to be racing for those bonus points now. Stage racing is just like in NASCAR, so the top 10 drivers that finish the stage get bonus points, so that's what they're trying to do. Matt Grunberg has been the man for the season for the stage wins so far.
We'll go back a little further into the pack. We see some 2x2 racing here. The 55 car, that's Orlando Rivera. He was getting by the 60. Jeffrey Fisher going the wrong way. Those old tires not working out at all. The 28 now going around. That's Frank Hartley And with 16, Gabriel Essick working his way forward. Jeffrey Fisher falling back.
Yeah, Rodney Klein there in the 99 gets around Fisher. Louis Ricardo right now, he's trying to look on the inside. Number 18, Balvin, looking pretty fast, can't quite do it. We got the 43, Thomas Wagner. He's got a little bit of damage there, but that's nothing to worry about with Wagner. We've seen him do this multiple times throughout the season. Now these guys do have one fast repair, and a lot of these guys save it towards the end, so it's kind of interesting to see. We'll see some beat-up race cars out here tonight, Chris, and those guys will just hang on to those fast repairs for as long as they possibly can.
Well, we got one in the back spinning. It's the 53. That may draw a caution, but he is off the racing surface right now. 53, that's Steve Murdoch, and he has come to a complete stop. We continue under green. Steve Murdoch hitting the wall.
Yeah, that number 55, Mellow Yellow, or number 53, sorry, Mellow Yellow, damaged all over the place, Chris. We got front end damage, we got rear end damage. And he's going to be bringing it down here into pit road. No caution as he stays down on the apron.
Good heads-up racing, keeping the other guys going full speed here. Lee Gronti still leading the way. Derek Garrison behind him, and Gruenberg has worked his way to third. The 25, James Miller right behind him, with Troy Leonard rounding out the top 5. Lee Gronti has really been pouring it on the last few races with some really good finishes, and he is trying to get another one here tonight in that 7 car. Behind him, the 07 newcomer Derek Harrison, looking to put his stamp on this series. Trying for a nice top 3, but why not go for the win? 10 laps to go before the stage is done. And 54 of Matt Gruenberg slowly working his way forward now, as he has gotten past most of the field, starting from the rear tonight up to third. James Miller behind him, and this set of tires doesn't seem to be doing what the first set did. James Miller led the first 8 laps here. Gronti now has passed, or excuse me, not passed, well now he has, passed that mark by 1 lap. Jeffrey Fisher has led 3. Little side-by-side action here between the 88 and the 00. That's Jeffrey Cox to the inside, Quentin Murdoch a little eye. Now Murdoch drops down, tries the crossover, can't hit there, and the 88 passes clean. Frank Hartley Jr. out there in 9th position with Gabriel Essick. Right behind him, Gabriel is rounding out the top 10. He's got Orlando Rivera right behind him in 11th with Rodney Klein in the 99 running in 12th. Thomas Wagner running 13th, and Louis Ricardo is sitting 14th. And his number 18, Jeffrey Fisher, slipped all the way back to 15th position.
Yeah, Fisher, the only one that did not come down to take tires. Definitely wishing he did now. He knows that that stage caution is coming up, though, so he'll be able to get some fresh rubber underneath that car and get right back out there, Chris. But hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Jeffrey Cox there, sitting in 7th right now in the number 88 machine. If you folks don't know, that is the car that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be racing during Darlington Throwback Weekend in the Xfinity Series. A little throwback back to his father. Had a car that was painted similar to that as his first Winston Cup start here, so pretty cool to see that car out there on track, Chris.
You know what I think is pretty cool? Any car out on track on a Friday night. These guys over in this racing series doing a really great job here at Texas so far. Lap 24 of 125. Getting worked right now. Lee Granti up front. He's led 12 laps. Miller with 8. Fisher with 3. And Granti crosses the start-finish line to add one more to the tally. Lee Granti is looking to try and win the very first heat.
And he's got some pressure though, Chris. Look who is right behind him there, sitting in 2nd place. That's the 54, Matt Gruenberg. Started, qualified third, went back to the back of the pack, worked his way back up through. As we said multiple times, Gruenberg, he's always out there chasing down, if not leading these stage races. So he's got about 4 laps to go to try to catch up and make a pass on Granti. But right now, he's not letting any time slip away from him at all.
We've got a few more laps before the first heat is done. Or, excuse me, not heat. My goodness, the first stage. Rick, I think we ought to turn it up. Crank it up time here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Didn't really want to interrupt it right yet, but the 54, Matt Gruenberg, has caught the leader of Lee Granti looking to try and make the pass before the end of the first stage. Matt Gruenberg, Mr. Stage Racing himself, has made it from the back of the field to second, and he is putting pressure on with 1 lap to go before the end of the first stage, Rick. And the 54 looking strong.
54 definitely looking good, Chris. As you look on the inside right now, the number 7. They're getting up pretty even right here. We'll see what happens as they're coming down through. It's going to be a race to the start-finish line.
On the back stretch, the 54 has position to the inside, turning into turn number 3. The 54 starts applying a little bit throttle, and he is looking to try and win the first stage. He's got the 7 on the outside, going to be a close one. And the 7, Lee Granti, takes stage number 1 by less than a fender. Wow. Lee Granti, Matt Gruenberg had a battle there for stage number 1. Lee came out with it, and Gruenberg, if he had another 500 feet, was going to try and take it. Derek Garrison watching from 3rd spot as all that was taking place. Troy Leonard and Jeffrey Cox rounding out the top 5. These guys are going to hit pit road, I believe, Rick. It's been about 20 laps. After that, we'll catch up with Lee Granti as he is stage 1 winner tonight. His best lap, Rick, a 34.06. Led 19 laps in stage number 1. Lead lap cars are on pit road, all getting service. Should be 4 tires and fuel.
It looks like the race off pit road, the 7's going to reclaim that number 1 spot, Chris.
Thomas Wagner out there to try and lead a lap, get some valuable points. I'm sure he's going to come down pit road. Wagner looking to try and lead 1. Lee Granti, though, was stage 1 winner, Rick. I believe you caught up with him.
Lee Granti, the driver of the number 7. You got Rick and Chris up here in the Hammond Hotel. Do you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, 10-4, hello.
Hello. Well, hey, good morning to you, my friend. Happy Saturday. Yep. Listen, congratulations there on winning stage number 1. How's that number 7 feel out there tonight in Texas?
Yeah, it's very tight. The tires and the track bumps combination is pretty cancerous to drive with 1 tires.
Yeah, that's something that we saw. I mean, Jeffrey Fisher stayed out there after that last caution there, and you know, he lost a lot of positions. So listen, it looks like you guys are going to be getting ready to go back racing, man. Congratulations on that win, and we look forward to speaking to you a little bit more tonight.
All right, thank you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Lee Grani, driver of the number 7, your stage 1 winner. Thomas Wagner staying out there. He's going to have 22 laps on his tires if he stays out, Rick, before we take the green flag.
And this is something that we normally see out of Wagner anyway, Chris. Once he gets up there towards the front, he's going to do everything that he possibly can. I mean, Wagner, he's one of those drivers that's just a digger, man. He'll dig and race hard all the way up through until, you know, those guys are, I mean, they're going to go around him. There's no question about it there with those fresh tires. But definitely Wagner's just not going to just pull over and let them go if he stays out there. Be kind of interested to see. I mean, obviously, a long season, every bonus point counts. So he's out there trying to get his laps, and he peels off. He's heading down for tires right now.
That surrenders the lead back to Lee Grandi as we get ready to go back to the green flag. Pace car lights are off. A little less than 2.5 miles, and we'll be back under the green flag here in Texas. The 6 looks like he's coming back out. Maybe not. We saw him pull to the end of pit road, and he decided something else, and looks like maybe he disconnected from the service. That's Aaron Mesher in the 6. Wesley Wakefield also not out on track. Looks like Wesley did not take the green.
Oh, we still got 16 cars out there. 15 are on the lead lap. The number 53, Steve Murdaugh, out there involved in that little bit of an accident there. But he is back out on track, bringing in the shotgun position. That mellow yellow car, a little beat up. I love that paint scheme. My driver, Kyle Larson, had one like that a couple years ago, Chris. Beautiful thing. And of course, we also know it as Cole Trickle's car from Days of Thunder.
Yes, we do. And we are set up, ready to go for the green flag. Pace car peels off to the left, heading down pit road, and Lee Grani hits the button. We are going back under the green flag.
Grani taking no time to just get that gap in between him. You got Matt Grunberg sitting in second. Derek Garrison sitting there in that 07 going, man. What a good job, though. First race we've seen him here at Relentless Racing Series, Chris, out there in that number 07.
Behind him, he's got Troy Leonard and James Miller rounding out the top 5. Then it goes to 2x2 racing as the 55 Orlando Rivera getting underneath the 88 of Cox. Now the 00 of Quentin Murdoch trying to get underneath. The 88 maybe going backwards. The 16, Gabriel S. right behind him. Followed by the 28 and running in 10th right now, Frank Hartley Jr. Hartley goes down to the inside. 2 rows, 2x2.
Sonya out there in the T3 Racing Network chat, man. Oh, number 18. Number 18 sitting in 12th position right now.
He is leading the last pack here. The 18 holding on strong. Maybe waiting and biding his time before he starts to pounce. Up front it is Lee Granti and Matt Gruenberg still battling it out. Gruenberg has a little bit of room to make up. Maybe he just likes riding in the draft right now, Rick. Lap 60 is going to be the next stage. And the last time tonight that Gruenberg will have a chance to win one. Derek Garrison still holding on, but we're under caution, and it looks like the 45 tore up on the left rear. We go back to take a look. 45, Troy Leonard. And the 25, James Miller get together. And the 55 gets a little piece of the action. And the 45 hard into the outside retaining wall, and that is what brought out the caution. 45 able to keep it going forward now. A little bit of damage should be okay. Gonna hurt him in the draft, but we do have one quick repair that we can use.
And I think that was just some good, clean, hard racing between Troy Leonard and the 25 James Miller there, Chris. They just got sucked in a little bit there. That side draft really does work here on iRacing since the last few builds. And they just got kind of sucked into each other, a little tap, and that's all it took to send that number 45 around.
got the driver of the number 55. Actually, we're going to hold off. Orlando, sorry. Orlando coming down pit road. We're not going to interrupt that. Jeffrey Cox in the 88 stays out on track. Actually, you know what we might do, Rick? We're going to go split screen commercial break. We'll be right back. And we are back live. We're going to try and sneak in a little quick word with Orlando Rivera, driver of the number 50 lot 5. Orlando, Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy? Hey, bud. First time out with the Relentless Racing Series in the number 55. Why don't you give us your impression so far of the race? That's awesome, man. Listen, good luck for the rest of it. You're currently running 5th. Keep pushing forward and good luck to you. That's Orlando Rivera as we get ready to go back to the green flag. Cars are lining up 2 by 2 in that 55. Having a good time out there, which is what it's all about. Again, 2 by 2 are the cars. Pace car lights are off, heading into turns 1 and 2. Then we go down the back stretch, get these guys ready to go. We're on lap 41 of 125, stage 2 around the corner at lap 60.
And for all the drivers, Chris, that watch this after the race is done, please next week get into TeamSpeak with us. We have a TeamSpeak. We got rooms all set up per, we can add rooms and everything, man. Get in here so that way we can chat, with you during the race and afterwards. We would appreciate that.
Pace car getting ready to peel off. The great sight right here. All these cars coming out of turn 4, getting ready through the oval. Lee Gronty in the inside, he hits the go button. Gronty to the inside of the 88, Jeffrey Cox the 54, staying on the 7's bumper. Matt Gruenberg would like to take second over, he does. And Jeffrey Cox going backwards in that 88, falls in line 4th spot behind Derek Garrison. Matt Gruenberg looking to put a little pressure on the 7. He realizes he doesn't have a lot of time right before the stage is done.
He's right there. I know he's going to keep digging here. He's looking on the inside right now with the 7. Come down through the corner. 54. Matt Gruenberg takes over the lead. Now this is where we're used to seeing Grunberg, Chris.
Up front and flying through. And Derek Garrison takes advantage. Lee Gronti having trouble. These tires, he mentioned it during his interview, Rick. He wasn't thrilled with the setup. A little tight for him. Matt Gruenberg has figured it out. The 7 following him right through. Lee Gronti now sitting in 3rd. But, oh, look at this guy go. 4th place through 8th place, trying to figure it out. And look who's rejoining the top 5. It's the number 60 of Jeffrey Fisher, making his way forward with that Turn 3 Racing Network hood. A little boost of speed there. He's got the 00 Quentin Murdoch in front of him.
Poor Jeffrey Cox in the 88, Chris, is kind of hung out there on the outside. Lots of positions going backwards, sitting in 8th position right now.
Yeah, he needs to find a spot to pull down, and he does. The 88 settles into 8th spot. Gabriel Essick right behind him. Frank Hartley in front of the 28. Here comes the 2 on Gabriel Essick. The 2, Joshua Kane trying to move forward. Down to the inside of the 16. Can't quite get there in the corner. There it is. The 16 has to let up a lot. He got tight when the 2 took advantage. Joshua Kane running in 9th now. Gabriel Essick rounding out the top 10, and he's under fire. James Miller back there onto the inside. Now takes advantage. Gabriel Essick falls 1 more. James Miller up into the top 10, looking for more. Miller, the early race leader here in the 25, led 8 before he gave it up, is now running in 10th again, with Joshua Kane in the 2 just in front of him. I'm looking around at these cars, Rick, and I know a lot of these drivers have smiles on their faces. It's been a long time since they were racing, and it's good to be back out on track.
You know, the break is kind of one of those double-edged swords, Chris. I mean, the drivers in the league admins need the break just to kind of recollect, spend a little bit of time with family. I mean, it's great. These guys put on a great show every Friday night here at Relentless. But you're absolutely right, man. And you know a lot of those guys that are out there. We have a lot of new guys that are doing a fabulous job out there. That's a tough thing to do, to come in with a league that's, you know, partway through their season and start racing around guys that you haven't raced with. These guys doing a fabulous job right now.
Lee Grandi looks like he may have figured out that 7 car once again as he is dropping down on the inside, maybe looking for a way around the 07 of Derek Garrison. Derek Garrison can see him in the mirror, poking down to the inside. May not have the car to hold him off right now. And stays up. Lee Grandi gets around the 07. The 07 tucks right back in underneath. Oh no, Jeffrey Fisher into the wall just a little bit. Scrubs some speed that allows Orlando Rivera around him. Orlando now running in 4th spot. Fisher only loses 1, and he doesn't lose a ton of speed, so he holds on to 5th spot. Quentin Murdoch running that 00, the Wrangler Ford Mustang, the way it ought to have been. Quentin Murdoch right there, 6th spot. Frank Hartley in the 28, still running in 7th, and Miller running in 9th. Jeffrey Cox has made his way to 9th, and Joshua Kane running in the top 10, rounding it out in fact, but he is getting down to the inside of the 88. Joshua Kane looking for position. Gabriel Essick behind him, trying to figure out who he wants to draft from. So far it's the 88, may drop down to the 2 in the corner. Does not, that car is running tight. 16 running a little bit tight for his liking right now. Track temperature has fallen down to 94 degrees, about 10 degrees colder than it was when we started this race. Lap 51 of 125, stage 2 around the corner at lap 60 in the 2 car, looking to try and get around the 88 still. Good racing here for 9th, 10th, and 11th spot. The 2 would like to get around the 88, start progressing his way forward in the top 10. Jeffrey Cox has it. Kane wants it.
Yeah, and one kind of cool thing about that number 2 machine of Joshua Kane, Chris, iBuyPower, that's what's bringing you this beautiful broadcast here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We're both running iBuyPower computers. So that's our car, bro.
16, Gabriel Essick has figured it out. He has gotten to the inside of Kane. Gabriel Essick takes over 10th spot. And right behind those two drivers, the 43, Thomas Wagner, trying to work his way forward. Wagner's silent so far during this race. Has led one lap under caution before he came back down on pit road. But Wagner very silent so far in this run.
Well, you know, that's something that we're used to seeing though, Chris. I mean, Thomas Wagner, he'll be out there, he'll push more in the beginning, but then towards the middle, he kind of just hangs back, saves his equipment. Got a little bit damaged there on that Liberty number 43 Ford Mustang, but I expect to see that car coming out here towards the end of the race. It'll be nice and clean, something that the 43 driver always does out there. But I definitely don't count out Wagner. I mean, he is a digger, Chris. He will just keep going and going until there is no more to go.
Behind him, the 45, Troy Leonard, heavy damage to the backside of that car. We saw it happen. Oh, the 43 ahead of him gets to the wall, scrubs speed. The 45, Troy Leonard, looking to take advantage. Troy Leonard pulls down to the inside, turn number 1, and Troy Leonard gets around Wagner. Wagner trying to fight back on the outside, can't do it, too tight. And Wagner, whoa, Wagner almost loses it. Holds on somehow at 43. Holy cow. It did allow the 99 of Rodney Klein to get around, but man, oh man, I don't know how he saved that car. Back up front, it's the 54, Mr. Stage Racing himself, Matt Gruenberg. And Matt has pulled a 1.1 second lead over second place, Lee Granti. Derek Garrison, after running in second, lost that to Granti about 10 laps ago. And now just holding position in third. Orlando Rivera maybe trying to catch the back bumper here. Orlando having fun. You heard him in the interview. Just having a good time out there in the Xfinity car. And Jeffrey Fisher, the Fishman himself, having a fine run tonight, running in 5th spot. Matt Gruenberg up front all by himself. Then it's Lee Granti and Derek Garrison. Orlando Rivera and Fisher.
I think we should go into a cockpit view of the number 54, Chris, so you guys can see how close he gets to the wall as he comes into 3 and 4.
On board with the race leader. 2 more laps to go before we take yellow. And that'll be for stage number 2, the 54. Keeping it nice and easy. Really very easy. Into the throttle, off of the throttle. Down nice and low into turns 3 and 4. And then back out to the wall, trying to hit some of that shade. Back down as he crosses that tri-oval. And that was a lap around the track here with Matt Gruenberg. He's got one more lap before he wins stage number 2. Gruenberg down the backstretch right now. Cars are really starting to fan out this run, and I believe the track has changed some since it's cooled down. The 54 into turn number 4, and across the start-finish line to take home stage number 2. His best lap in that stage, Rick, a 32.17. He's led 17 laps so far. And he just got rid of a 1.7 second lead over Lee Granti by taking that stage victory.
I mean, one thing that we know about Matt Gruenberg, Chris, he is fast, especially when he gets up front. That Toyota Camry really, really likes that nice, clean air. And it's going to be interesting to see there as after the end of the stage when we retake the green to see if he can just hang on to that and gain that lead back, though.
Pit stops around the corner. You should see all the lead laps cars coming down pit road.
Everybody but the 43, Thomas Wagner, comes down pit road, Chris.
And Wagner kind of short pit this one. He was on pit road 2 laps ago. Knew the stage was about to end, took advantage. race off pit road. It's going to be Matt Gruenberg. And it looks like Derek Garrison is going to come out behind Gruenberg. Big Ronti behind him. Jeffrey Fisher moved up one. Very interesting. Matt Gruenberg will restart as the race leader. Guys, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back. Back live at Texas Motor Speedway, 1.5 mile track, really putting on a hell of a show here tonight. Relentless Racing Series, the Xfinity car, doing a great job. Stage 2 just completed. Matt Gruenberg in the 54 was the Stage 2 winner, and he came out of pit road first, regathered the lead. He's got the 07 Derek Garrison going to be starting to his outside. Behind him, it's going to be the 7 car, Lee Granti. Jeffrey Fisher picked one up on pit road, and he's going to be restarting in 4th. Frank Hartley going to be restarting 5th place. Orlando Rivera lost a little bit there in pit road. Coming out in 6th spot, Quentin Murdoch in the 00, going to be 7th. James Miller steadily working his way back forward, is running in 8th spot. Troy Leonard in the 45 has a brand new car, and it's looking good. That Coca-Cola vanilla machine out there, refreshed and ready.
Then we got Jeffrey.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say Troy Leonard did round out the top 10.
Yeah, and then in 11th we got Jeffrey Cox starting in the 88. 12th is going to be Gabriel Ishik. Oh, actually, Luis Arcado is up there now. Gabriel's going to be starting in 12th. Then Luis is going to be in 13th. Guys are playing around just a little bit. Looks like Rodney Klein is going to be 14th. Steve Murtaugh is going to be 15th. I don't know. They're moving all around on my scoring board now, Chris.
Rodney Klein is 15th. Thomas Wagner ends up 16th after all the pit stops have come through. He did get his lap back. So Thomas Wagner, all 16 drivers are on the lead lap. The 54 of Matt Gruenberg decides he's going to restart this one on the outside. And the pace car comes in. Matt Gruenberg wastes no time. He is gone in the 54. Jeffrey Fisher followed him through. Jeffrey Fisher battling it out for second. He's got the 07 of Derek Garrison to the inside. Fisher with a strong restart. The 07 pinned down. The 60 trying to take advantage. The 7 moves up behind him. And that lets the 55 of Orlando Rivera try and drop to the inside of everybody. And here he comes. Orlando Rivera is running in 3rd. Great run out of 55. The 7 does take it back though. The 07, excuse me.
The 07, he's under pressure by the number 55 once again, Chris. Looking on the inside there, the 07 comes down, meets him, says, no, not yet, but you can help push me.
Don't look now, but James Miller running up towards the front.
And the number 60 looks like right now, following backwards. Fisher kind of stuck there on the outside for a little bit. He's going to get a little help there by the number 28. That's Frank Hartley.
Jeffrey Fisher settles into 6th spot. He is underneath the 7 of Lee Granti. Fisher gets around him. That inside line really pouring it on right now as Fisher moves up in front of the 7. The 7 nowhere to go. Jeffrey Fisher takes over 5th spot. Matt Grunberg is your race leader in the 54. He's got a 9/10 of a second lead over Derek Harrison in the 07. Alana Rivera in his number 55 running 3rd. And we heard it on the radio when we talked to him. He's just happy to be here. He's having a blast. James Miller has worked his way back up to 4th. Jeffrey Fisher running 5th and Ronky 6th. Frank Hartley running 7th in the 28 with Quentin Murdoch right behind him in the 00. Troy Leonard is working up closer to the front now, running in 9th. Jeffrey Cox in the 88 running in the top 10. Joshua Kane looking to try and break into the top 10. He's got Gabriel Essick in the 16 behind him. Julio Sardo is running in 13th, but he's got a side of the 43, Thomas Wagner. Wagner looking to take position and does. The 18 falls one. Roddy Klein right behind him in the 99, running in 15th, and Steve Murdoch in the 53 Mellow Yellow Machine out there running in the 16th position. Lap number 69 of 125. These cars still going around the track at very good speeds. 8 laps since the last time they were on pit road. Joshua Kane has broken into the top 10 by getting around the 88 of Jeffrey Cox. Gabriel Essick looking to try and do the same, can't do it. Troy Leonard making a move. Troy Leonard to the inside of the 00. Oh, looking right in front of him. Jeffrey Fisher having trouble. Fisher able to keep it going forward, but loses a ton of track position as he is down to 12th position. Jeffrey Fisher hanging on to that 60. No damage that I can see. Should be okay. The battle right now, the 28 to the inside of the 45. Troy Leonard under attack. Fisher trying to make his way forward. Goes to the top line. Gabriel Essick just underneath him. It's Frank Hartley, Gabriel Essick. It's Troy Leonard and Fisher. Fisher pinching off Essick, gets loose. The 60 loose again. Holy cow, Jeffrey Fisher. I don't know how many times he can save that car.
Yeah, he's doing an outstanding job there, Chris. I'm sitting there, I was watching that whole thing there. I want to give a quick shout out to Troy Leonard. Thank you for sending your sponsor up here to the Hammond Hotel before the race, dropping off some of them orange vanilla Cokes, buddy. I appreciate it. If anybody hasn't had that yet, definitely try the Coke Zero type. It's really good. Those guys just battling out, doing what they have to do. Trying to figure out Fisher, trying to figure out what he has to do to try to get back up there. He's trying to get caught up to Troy Leonard, but he's about a half a lane up right now. Bounced off the wall once again just a little bit. Guy's doing a fabulous job. The 16, Gabriel Ishik going up. He's sitting in the top 10 right now. Frank Hartley right behind him in the 28. Troy Leonard still sitting in second, that 12th in that 45. I saw the two. It's a Friday night, folks. Been a long week. We appreciate you guys coming out here on our new broadcast channel, Turn 3 Racing Network. Friday night with the Relentless guys. These drivers put on a heck of a show week in and week out. We're on race number 13 of 24. And we got some good races coming up also, folks. If you haven't looked at the schedule yet, we're going to have some more on the playlist. I know I got next week in Kentucky. Then we're going to Charlotte for the Rover. That's going to be on the 17th of May. That's going to be a good race. Then the chase starts. And that's where it's going to get real fun. The top 12 in points going to start the chase on week number 16 at Chicagoland. Then we're heading to Auto Club, Iowa, New Hampshire, Bristol, Sonoma, Long. Then we're going to be taking an off week and finishing out the season at Kansas, ISM, and then Homestead, Miami.
Still plenty of racing to go, Rick. And Thomas Wagner working his way forward in the 43. He is up in 9th position. Gruenberg, however, the race leader, he is still pouring it on. He's got a 1.1 second lead over Derek Garrison. Orlando Rivera, he is sitting there in 3rd spot in the 55 with Lee Gronti. He is running the inside of James Miller. These two getting it on. This is for 4th spot. Lee Gronti around the 25. The 25 maybe looking to return the favor here. Has to catch that back bumper. The draft really doing its job here.
Yeah, the last few builds, Chris, for my racing have been very good. I mean, the draft package, I know a lot of people are happy with the super late model now. A lot of people are loving the A and B cars because they suck up really good and they do a fine job in the draft. As we're seeing tonight, lots of good racing out there.
On board now, Quentin Murdoch in the 00. He's got the 2 car. Joshua Kane underneath, looking for position. This is a battle for 6th spot. The 88 joins it in with Jeffrey Cox. Cox trying to figure out who to follow right now. Joshua Kane in 7th, and the 00 pulls away a little bit. Quentin Murdoch with a strong run off of turn number 2. Heading into turn 3 now is Murdoch with Joshua Kane right behind him. Kane looks like he may have lost a step here on that last turn. And he's got Cox now to the inside. Cox in the 88 right before the start-finish line. Looks like he has 5 more horsepower and he gets around the 2. Do want to take a moment, Rick, thank everybody out there in Turn 3 Racing Network chat. Really helping us out here tonight. Definitely telling us who their drivers are. Really appreciate that, guys. Matt Gruenberg, Rick, has led 37 laps so far. Make it 38 as he crosses the start-finish line.
Yeah, he takes over the lead. It's actually been the lead there for a little bit. Lee Gronti led 26 so far tonight. Miller has led 8. We got Cox who's led 4, Fisher 3, Wagner 1 to get that bonus point.
Interesting point here. Derek Garrison, who's running in 2nd spot in the 07, has the fastest lap of the race, a 30.032. Orlando Rivera just had his fastest lap, Rick, a 30.069. Rivera finding speed as this race continues on in his number 55.
And he goes around that 07 like he's sitting still, Chris. And just kind of looking at that, for people, the race leader, Matt Gruenberg, his fastest lap so far tonight is a 30.146. So Garrison's done a 30.032. Riviera has done a 30.069. So these guys are definitely finding the speed now, especially the track temperatures are falling. We got the front stretch there that's pretty much under shade right now. The track temperature is sitting at 92 degrees. The air temperature fell down to 76. So the track's going to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, it's down 14 degrees from when we started in practice tonight.
And let me tell you, for the folks that have not done any iRacing at all and just come out here and watch them, we appreciate it. But it actually really does change the way that these cars feel as they're going along. Obviously, when that track is nice and warm, the cars are slick, those tires will slide around a little bit, cars loosen up, but as it cools down, especially when it's under shade there in the front stretch, it really gets tight. And as we talked to, we talked to Granty, he doesn't like a tight car, not very happy. I mean, he's doing a fabulous job right now, sitting in 4th position. But it's something that these drivers have to really play with.
It's interesting because at one point in the race you might be really, really happy, and at one point in the race you may not be so happy. And obviously after the end of stage 1, Lee Gronti wasn't really happy with the car, although he was fast because he did win that first stage. The 07 Garrison looking to take a peek to the inside of Orlando Rivera. Can't quite get there. Still fighting though. Rivera has kind of found a groove that's all his own. It's a little bit up from where everybody else is running. The 07 moves behind him to try and pick up some of the draft. Goes down to that white line just about. Then it turns 1-2.
Yeah, the 07 definitely putting some pressure there on the 55, trying to get his spot back. The 07 moves up. He's bringing the 7 along with him.
Derek Garrison running in second spot, and you have to go almost 8 seconds in front of him to get to the leader, Matt Gruenberg. Gruenberg starting to check out. Lee Grandi able to get around Orlando Rivera, takes over third spot. And Orlando looks like he may be trying to fight back. We've got 2x2 action. We've got the 2 and the 0-0. Joshua Kane, Clinton Murdoch. Murdoch hanging tough on the outside. Murdoch running in 6th position right now. Kane 7th. Behind them, Troy Leonard in the 45, running in 8th position. James Miller takes a pit stop. He's going to come out 1 lap behind, but pit stops definitely got to be thinking about those as the fuel and the tires are getting a little thin.
You're absolutely right, Chris. Right now we have 13 cars on the lead lap. James Miller, Thomas Wagner, and Jeffrey Fisher 1 lap down.
Matt Gruenberg knows he's got a big lead, 2.9 seconds, and we're on board watching his tachometer drop down to 2,000 in the corners. Matt Gruenberg saving fuel. Gonna try and maybe make it 1 more pit stop. On board now, Lee Granti. Granti seems to be taking it a little easy on the corners, although still in the 6,000 RPM range. Derek Garrison looking out his windshield, he sees that red and white car, Lee Granti, right in front of him. And Garrison not really taking it easy on the fuel either. So Matt Gruenberg, right now the lead has been chopped down to about 2.5 seconds, but he is saving a ton of fuel out there. Started in 3rd spot tonight, went back to the tail end of the field, started 14th in the race, and is currently your race leader. Gruenberg has led 48 laps here tonight, and he is in fuel conservation mode. Watch how early he gets out of the fuel. Saving every drop of fuel that he can, picks it up almost between the apex of the corner and halfway out of the corner. That's just unbelievable, and he drops it off really quick. Lead now down to 2.3 seconds, so he's only losing about 1/10 of a second about every lap or so. And if he can continue this pace for a long time, he'll be able to save a ton of fuel. 2 cars have not come down pit road. It's Matt Gruenberg and Troy Leonard. Leonard now on pit road. Leonard peels off coming down pit road. Matt Gruenberg, the only car out there that has not come down pit road, and he is saving all the fuel he can. Now he's going to have to be careful, Rick, because everybody else is going to be on fresh tires. They're going to be pulling some really quick times. And we are under caution. Oh boy. That's going to be huge. Matt Gruenberg, the only car on the lead lap right now, and we are under caution.
And it looks like it might be for the number 43, Thomas Wagner, Chris.
We're going to have to go back and see if we don't pick it up. 43, Thomas Wagner. See what happened with him. He's got some damage to the rear. That's definitely affecting the aerodynamics. Touches the apron with the left side tires, gets very tight, hard into the wall, and he starts spinning, and then hard into the wall again. The 43, lots of damage now. And that is what brought out the caution. Unable to keep it going straight, the 43 brings out caution with Matt Gruenberg, the only car on the lead lap. Gruenberg coming down pit road all by himself. Wagner was last on pit road 10 laps ago, Rick, and he's 1 lap down, but he was also involved in that incident, so he's not going to get a lap back this time. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, he did not fall a lap down. My scoring was a little off.
Yeah, right now the 53, Steve Murdoch, the only car that is 1 lap down at the moment.
Mellow yellow, black and green car right there, 1 lap down. Matt Gruenberg going to come out as the race leader, but he's going to have every single car ahead of him here. I think we have an opportunity. We're going to take it and see if we can't talk to the driver of the number 60, Jeffrey Fisher. Jeff, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I have a copy.
Well, but I saw a couple of things earlier that had me just puckering a little bit here. That 60 car was a handful earlier on in the race. Do you have a handle on it now?
Yeah, I do. I don't know what happened there. It seems like as soon as your tires are done, you're going to be flat in for the rest of the then. So that was some fun driving. For not to do that again, though.
Alright, but I didn't know you were coming down pit road. I'll let you do it.
Oh, it's fine.
Good luck for the rest of it. And that was Jeffrey Fisher. We were just checking in. I had to let him know he was supplying all the pucker I needed tonight. Still under caution. Lap 96 of 125. I believe we've seen the last of the pit stops here. As Matt Gruenberg will resume the lead. And already saving fuel as Matt Gruenberg. Rick, good time. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be right back, guys.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside, and Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
There's contact though.
slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
We are back live from Texas Motor Speedway, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing, pace car sitting in turns number 3 and 4. Matt Gruenberg in the 54, your race leader, has a couple of cars in front of him. They are a lap down. And they're going to start in front and hopefully not going to be there for very long, as the 54 going to be looking to get around him very quickly. He has started the race. The 54 takes a jump. 54 with no place to go. The 2 doesn't know what he's doing. Oh no, we're under caution. And it may have just been to reset the field. Don't see anything on the timing screen.
Yeah, it looks like race control has thrown the caution flag there, Chris.
Okay, so the 2 saw it before me. Good job. Have to reset the field. Issues there. And sometimes that happens with iRacing. As we are on lap 98 of 125. This is actually playing into Matt Gruenberg's hands. As he is definitely going to have enough fuel now. Some cars out there with some pretty heavy damage, including the number 25. That's James Miller. You see the damage to the rear of that vehicle. Jeffrey Fisher looks like he has a nice fresh car. Steve Murdoch a little damage to the back of his 53. Frank Hartley in the 28 has some damage to the back of that vehicle. As does the 18, Vinny Granti, is currently sitting in 7th position after leading so many laps early on in this one. 00, Quentin Murdoch, clean looking car. Derek Garrison, again, Garrison has the fastest lap of the race, a 30.032. With a very clean car. Good showing for Derek. The 45, Troy Leonard, clean.
Well, we got 25 laps to go right now, Chris. So this is the time that we normally see these guys start using those fast repairs. A lot of them will stick out the damage for as long as they possibly can, get that fresh car for the end of the race. And as you're going down through, looking at all these cars, I mean, a lot of them look pretty clean.
I think I see what the confusion is in race control. It's scoring Orlando Rivera in first place. I don't believe that's the case. They had him pull over, try and let the rest of the field catch him up. I think that's why race control had to throw the yellow again. Field not set. And again, this happens sometimes with iRacing. It's a little glitch that they have.
Pace car gets a little lost out there on track, doesn't pick up the right person.
Well, to be fair, we have to blame the pace car driver in this situation. Obviously, he's been drinking, and you just can't have that out on the track.
I think it's more because he's driving a Ford Mustang. He probably saw a crowd, maybe took a right-hand turn into the wall. You never know.
That hurts.
That's why I'm glad I own a 2016 Ford Fusion, folks. And my pride and joy, my 2010 Chevy Silverado.
All right, it looks like Orlando Rivera is falling into line now. Field, I believe, will be set.
But, you know, it's really great seeing Orlando up there in second place right now in that 55, Chris. I mean, we talked to him earlier. He just seemed like a very happy person, happy to be out here racing with these guys, having a good time in a car that he's not really familiar with, doing a fabulous job in that number 55 Briars 2-1.
He really wants some ice cream all of a sudden.
I do. And that car is making my sweet tooth ache just a little bit. And I just so happen to have some Briars ice cream upstairs that I'll be enjoying after the race. We got Troy Leonard in the 45. I got my Coke right here. My Coke Zero. Orange and vanilla if you haven't. Troy, once again, thank you to you and your sponsors for dropping that off at the Hammond Hotel. Having a good time tonight. Thank you for everybody out there watching. Chat it up, folks. We love seeing that chat roll. Let us know who your pick is. We're on lap 101 of 125.
And guys, just so you know, Rick is enjoying a sandwich right now with Hellman's Real Mayonnaise, and he just wiped his hands on his Wrangler jeans. Any other sponsors you got there, Rick?
Well, the Flying J car right there. I mean, I love that 07, man. I mean, American Heart Association is a cause it's very near and dear to my heart. Also, I've run a couple of paint schemes with that. Not that same exact scheme, but with the American Heart Association on it. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And just so you know, with that the Hellman's mayonnaise, Chris, I actually had some bananas now. Nobody's tried that yet. Okay, obviously you guys know that I'm an Earnhardt fan. Okay. But if you haven't had a Hellman's mayonnaise and banana sandwich yet, you have to try it. I know Dale Jr., he put that out there a couple of years ago. A lot of people thought it was disgusting. I'm one of those people that I will try anything at least once. And I have to say, you sprinkle just a little bit of sugar on top, not a lot, but just a little bit. And a banana mayonnaise sandwich is actually pretty good. No, I'm serious. I'm being absolutely serious. And then we got the 18 out there. I know Sonny's out there rooting for the number 18. I run Valvoline oil in my truck. Just so you know, unless I bring it to Chris's shop, and I don't know what they put in it, but usually it's Valvoline in my truck. We got the iBuy-powered computers, brother. We got this whole field covered tonight. Looking at Gabriel's car, you know, I'm thinking a little bit of Captain Morgan and Coke. It's going to be in the...
Turn 3 here at Texas. Pace car getting ready to come down, Rick. As we go to the start-finish line camera, I like this one a lot. You can see the pace car getting ready to come down. Hard left-hand turn. And Matt Gruenberg has control of the field. Keeping it steady. Green flag's out. Matt Gruenberg takes off. Gruenberg with a strong restart, and Troy Leonard trying to follow him through. The 55, Orlando Rivera in no man's land. Quentin Murdoch now to the inside. The 7, Lee Grounty working his way forward. Quentin Murdoch may have gotten a little help there from the 7.
I think it was a little bit more than just a little, Chris. Those bumpers were locked right up. These guys having a blast out there, pushing each other into this draft, having a good old time.
55 looks like he needs to settle back down into the low lane, and does. The 7, no place to go. Out towards the wall they go. The 55 moves down just a little bit, helps to pick up the draft. Behind them, the 25 of James Miller still fighting. Miller to the inside of the 88. James Miller is a lap down, but he would like to try and get it back before the end of this one. Miller, your points leader coming into tonight.
And yeah, one thing I'm actually kind of surprised about, Chris, we're on lap 105 of 25, so we have 20 laps left to go. And there's still a little bit of damage on that number 25. Usually he's one of the drivers that we see that hangs on to that fast repair for as long as he can, but he's doing a good job out there right now in that Speedway grandstand video number 25 Camry.
Orlando Rivera still stuck on the outside. Lee Grounty to the inside. Lee running in 4th position right now. Orlando Rivera has moved that back into 5th with Joshua Kane behind him in the 2. 2-car making a presence known now. The 07, Derek Garrison, fastest lap of the night, belongs to that car, and he's running in 7th spot with Gabriel Essick, Jeffrey Fox behind them. Top 12 drivers on the lead lap. Jeffrey Fisher, first car, 1 lap down. Then it's James Miller and Steve Murdoch rounding out the field. Thomas Wagner, unfortunately, had to pull it behind the wall. Aaron Mescher had to pull it behind the wall 88 laps ago. And Wesley Whitfield, a DNS. Matt Gruenberg starting to stretch out the lead one more time, Rick.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk with Thomas Wagner tonight, Chris. I'm hoping that he's okay, because we know at one of the races there, he actually fractured his wrist. He's running one of the Fanatic I think the Podium DD1 or something like that. It's one of the newer wheels that he actually cracked his wrist. So hopefully he was okay. He learned from that. And when he tapped that wall there earlier on in the race, I hope that he let go of his wheel.
Well, I hope so. But Wagner is actually not just left the race, has left TeamSpeak. Can't ask him about that right now. The 54 still running up front. He has stretched the lead now to 1.25 seconds. Lee Grounty running in 3rd. Stage 1 winner making his way forward. He's got Troy Leonard separating him and Matt Gruenberg. Orlando Rivera has fallen back into 4th spot after restarting this one in 2nd place. Quentin Murdoch in the 00, the Wrangler Ford Mustang, is running in the top 5 with Derek Garrison behind him in the 07. Garrison in the first half of this race was up front in the top 3 and now marred back to 6th spot. Gabriel Essick running in 7th with Joshua Kane in the 2 behind him in 8th. Jeffrey Fox in the 88 running in 9th position. Frank Hartley running in 10th and rounding it out. Roddy Klein in the 99. Having a very quiet night is Roddy, but you know what? A good run for him. He's running in 11th spot right now on the lead lap with Louis Arsano behind him in the 12th position, running in the 18 Valvoline car. Jeffrey Fisher is the first car, 1 lap down. He's running in 13th position. Behind him is James Miller in the 25, and I do mean behind because they are right next to each other on track. That is for position, and it's 13th. Steve Murdoch in the 53, a very quiet night out of the Mel Yellow machine, running around the track with a little damage earlier on. Seems to have a little bit more in the right front right now. The 53 rounds out the field, 15th position. We're just back to the race leader. That's Matt Gruenberg, and Gruenberg a 1.8 second lead now over Troy Leonard. Leonard is starting to get a mirror of the 7 lead. Ronti would love to try and work his way around Leonard before the end of this one. 14 laps to go. Rivera, after starting second on the restart, has fallen back and worked his way back up to 4th spot. Quentin Murdoch behind him, the 07. Again, Derek Garrison is running in 6th.
What a night for Troy Leonard, Chris. I mean, you know, he's had a couple of good races, had a lot of bad luck so far throughout the season, though, and it's good to see him out there. Come back from a little break, like I said, 2-week break, man. For me and you, we talked about this. It seems like it's been months since we've been behind the mic here, watching these guys go around and putting on a great show tonight, just like they have for the whole season. But you know, so it's really good to see Troy Leonard out there. He's got a little bit of pressure from the 7 car, not too much as of yet, but I expect to see that 7 try to make a run here as we got 12 laps right now to go.
Dave Monty is getting closer to the back bumper of the 45. Troy Leonard would love a solid top 3 finish here tonight. And it looks so far like he may have it, but the 7 looking to try and take home second as he is edging closer and closer to the back bumper of the 45. Makes a move down to the inside, Rick. The 7 looks like he is trying to make a move for second spot now. With 11 laps to go, Lee Gronta to the inside. The 45 can't do anything about it. Troy Leonard moves up, lets the 7 go by, and falls back in line. Troy Leonard down to 3rd.
I mean, with only 11 laps left to go, 10 is across the start-finish line right now, Chris. Gronti's got a little bit of time to make up. 2.716 seconds. But he's going to try to make a run for the win. He's got to do it now. But right now, Matt Greenberg doing a fabulous job out there. He's happy. I mean, we said this early in the broadcast. You get that number 54 out there in that clean air, man, and he is one tough cookie to beat.
Gronti off the wall. Able to hold on to it, though. The 7 car touches the wall. Big sparks. Sun getting ready to try and set here. It's late afternoon here in Texas Motor Speedway. Orlando Rivera sitting in this number 55, running in 4th position. Derek Garrison in the 07, top 5. A couple of newcomers breaking into the top 5 here tonight at Texas. Relentless Racing Series, Xfinity cars having a good time and a nice race to kind of kick their second half of the season. And not quite half, but second part of the season off after that 2-week break. Matt Gruenberg's lead now a little over 3 seconds to Lee Gronti. Matt Gruenberg looks like he may have this one locked up with 7 laps to go. Lee Gronti has a lot of work to do to try and catch him, and I don't know if he's going to be able to. With Gruenberg out front, the lead extends out now, 3-2, 3-3.
Yeah, I mean, Gruenberg, that car, that number 54 is on rails right now, Chris. He is, like I said, very happy out there, just running his race, running those lines perfectly. That's exactly what you want to do here at Texas. As you go through the corners, you want to be right down by that white apron line. And then as you come out, you get right up against that wall. And let me tell you, that number 54, I don't even think he put a piece of paper in between his car and that wall right now.
Running a very pretty wheel is Matt Grunberg here tonight in Texas. Great race on a Friday night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Glad that you all came by and checked us out. Hope to see you again next week. Remember, we do like to chat. We will talk to you guys all the time. Roger Moose checking out. Have a good one, bud. The 2-car, Joshua King, another one of those newcomers that's really breaking into the top 10. 3 of them in a row, 4th through 6th. Garrett Garrison, Orlando Rivera, and Joshua Kane coming in, racing tonight for the first time in the Relentless Racing Series. Joshua Kane, 6th spot. He's got Gabriel Essick right behind him, running at 7th. Quentin Murdoch running 8th. Jeffrey Cox in the 88, another newcomer. He's in the top 10. And Frank Hartley Jr., speaking of newcomers, he's rounding out the top 10. So these newcomers getting it done here.
As I said earlier, Chris, that's one of the toughest things to do. You come into a new league, you're around a bunch of drivers that maybe you haven't raced, against. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys probably in other leagues together, but come out here, they're doing a fabulous job, a fantastic job, and all these drivers, number one, Chris and I are very thankful, and we're honored to bring the whole season here of Relentless on the T3 Racing Network. That's Turn 3. We like Turn 3. We do it for Dale here. If you want to have your car talked about a lot, all you got to do is just listen to all the sponsors that we talked about tonight. I'm just kidding. Beautiful paint jobs. We really enjoyed. You guys are putting on one heck of a show. Thank you to all the fans that came out here and watched. If you haven't yet, hit that red subscribe button. That way you'll get notified whenever we go live. Hit that thumbs up. Show these guys some love. We have 2 laps left to go.
I'll make it about a lap and a straightaway, Rick, as the 54 crosses the start-finish line. And we have 1.5 miles to go. Matt Grunberg definitely getting it done tonight. He's led 80 laps, making it 81 if he can complete this lap as the race leader. The 55 off pace. Orlando Rivera has fallen 2 laps down. Heartbreaker for Orlando. And he is running, so I'm not sure what happened to him, but the 54 coming out of turn number 4, going to be your race leader or winner tonight. And it is Matt Grunberg winning Texas Motor Speedway 150 laps, and he led 81 of them. Lee Granti coming home in second with Troy Leonard, a solid top 3. 3rd place finish for Troy. Derek Garrison comes home 4th, and Joshua Kane rounds out the top 5. Good run for everybody here at Relentless Racing Series. Guys, we're going to take a couple of minutes, get the post-race interview set up, and we'll be right back. And we are back live from Texas as we've got Matt Grunberg still absolutely just mauling those rear tires in celebration of a victory tonight. We've got 2 guys here in team speak. We've got the number 7, Lee Granti, who finished in 2nd, and I believe Rick may have caught up with him.
Lee Granti, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, Tempo, hello.
Well, hey, man, congratulations on coming in here on second. Do you think you had, I mean, if we had a little bit more time, do you think you would have been able to caught up to Matt Grunberg?
I don't think so, man. He has some insane long run speed. He shows it on the first stage. I have nothing for him for long run.
Well, listen, you know, it was fun watching you out here do what you had to do, man. Congratulations on second. Is there anybody out there on the number 7 you'd like to thank?
Thanks you guys for broadcasting. I would thank Relentless Racing for making up this Xfinity race. Yeah, it's fun, I think.
Well, excellent, buddy. Hey, I know it's early in the morning there over there for you, so I hope you have a good Saturday, brother. And we look forward to see you next week in Kentucky.
Thank you. See you.
Take care.
And that's Lee Granti coming home second spot tonight, Rick. And that leaves us with but one driver to talk to. It's the one sim number 54. And we're talking, of course, about Matt Gruenberg.
And before I bring Matt up here, I just want to say, Troy Leonard, I know you're a hard guy that you don't like to come in and talk, buddy, but, you know, kind of wish we were able to talk to you. But, hey, we got the number 54, as Chris said. Matt Gruenberg, Mr. Stage winner. How you doing, brother? Congratulations.
We're doing great. We finished it off tonight, so that's always great. The Leggett & Platt Toyota Camry was really awesome tonight. When we ended up picking up the win here at a track that's very special to me. This is where I got my first win in real life racing back in the Bandoleros when I was about 11 or 12 years old, and basically just grew up. This is where I saw my first NASCAR race, and it's special to get to win at your home tracks, and so and definitely the goal tonight was pick up the win or wreck trying. So glad we could accomplish it, and it was a great race and a good finish for us.
Well, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, Texas holds a little special place in my heart as a Dale Jr. fan, watching him get his first Winston Cup win here, too. So I share that love for Texas with you, man. Congratulations. Is there anybody else on that car there that you want to thank? I mean, you already did it, man. But congratulations coming back from a little break. Take it away if you have anybody else out there you want to thank.
Just all the team members on One Sim for, just with me throughout the season and, providing us with really fast race cars to come at the track and, accomplish goals like we did here tonight.
Well, that's awesome, brother. Well, congratulations once again. We look forward to seeing you next week as we head out to Kentucky. That's going to be a good time.
Yep, it should be a lot of fun. Thanks.
You're welcome, brother. Enjoy.
Matt Gruenberg getting it done here tonight in the number 54 from Texas Motor Speedway. Let's go over the unofficial race results. We had Matt Gruenberg, Lee Granti, and Troy Leonard, your top three. Then you had Derek Garrison and Joshua Kane rounding out the top five. You had Gabriel Essick, Quentin Murdoch, Jeffrey Cox, Frank Hartley, and Rodney Klein rounding out the top 10. And then you had James Miller 11th and Louis Asardo in 12th. Orlando Rivera, a disappointing finish to what was a really good race for him, ending up 13th. Steve Murdoch ending 14th. Jeffrey Fisher 15th. Thomas Wagner not able to finish. Aaron Mesher and Wesley Whitfield not starting tonight, and Mesher was down 106 laps. And that does wrap it up here tonight, Rick. Happy Friday to you, and happy Friday to everybody else that's out there. Thank you very much for coming out and visiting us on Turn 3 Racing Network. We look forward to doing it again with you real soon. Have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Take care, all.